a spark of insanity. This here is Chris, who's usually behind the camera, our host with the most, whose brain is quite possibly toast.
Welcome to Fireside Cigars, your one-stop spot for tobacco knowledge.
Other kinds of knowledge, too.
That's not fit for camera. Good evening. This is Josh, and with our special guests Jason Kowecki and Chris behind the camera, welcome to Fireside Cigars. Tonight we'll be reviewing the new AJ Fernandez cigar, the Bellas Artes. Now, Bellas Artes, as you can see, is frankly it's a beautiful cigar with the styling that has kind of a very old world look on the cigar band. Now, the wrapper is actually an AJ Fernandez creation by themselves. It's a hybrid wrapper, predominantly Connecticut seed. However, there's also some Criollo, which I probably said that wrong, and some Havana seed cigar tobacco as well. The binder is Havana seed as well, and then, as AJ Fernandez likes to do, the filler is predominantly Esteli Nicaraguan. Now, what we're going to get out of this cigar, it's not going to be that aromatic of a cigar. However, you are going to get a lot of sweetness from the Connecticut, as well as a lot of spice that you're going to get from the Havana seed. As you can see, both Jason and I did different types of cuts. I did the standard straight cut, however Jason decided to go in with the V cut. Now Jason, why do you prefer a V cut?
Oh, Josh, Chris, thanks for having me. I've been smoking cigars for 7 years, and as most rookies, newbies, whatever you want to call us, obviously, like everybody else, I started with the flathead right here, which, got the job done sometimes, but, I just got the experience, and I'd seen the V cut, I'd seen the punch. The punch really doesn't do it for me, unless I'm smoking, But finally, I finally got into the V cut, and I don't know, it seemed like overnight, I'm like, why have I not, this is after 5 years of smoking cigars, using the flathead. I started with the V cut. I'm like, why haven't I done this? This is just, for me, it just makes it easier to smoke. Just gives a good condensation, good control over the smoke. It's still very tightly contained. Doesn't cause the cigar to come apart. It's just, I use the Calibre, probably the best in the world without question. This is courtesy of the Connecticut Valley Tobacconists in Hazardville. I did a job for them last summer, and this is my kind of a gift they gave to me. And I love this thing. And yeah, I can't imagine not smoking a cigar without a V cut now. Maybe if you put a gun to my head, yeah, maybe I'll do it.
That's for another video.
Yeah.
But absolutely, I hadn't had this cigar before. Actually, I was just introduced to it tonight, and I'm looking forward to it.
What are you going to recommend, or what are you going to drink with that tonight?
I'll be drinking a Polish beer. It's known as Tyszki. That's how you pronounce it in Polish. Tyszki, the English, basically the same thing. A nice medium moderate beer, I would say. Nothing light, but nothing dark. It's been very popular at the cigar shop, and it's it's pretty good. It's a nice mix whether you're going for something, and this is from just the look of it. Again, I'm going to find out in a minute. This might be more on the mild, medium side. Maybe this is a full body. I don't know. But this beer is good for everything. It's kind of right in the middle. So whether you're smoking something mild, medium, full body, it goes well.
Now what I have is, it's actually out of Shiner, Texas, the Shiner Bock. It's their flagship beer. Now this, like most Bocks, is a little bit darker, but it's not, like a stout or your porter. It's very middle body. It also has a lot of maltiness that I think is going to play very well with this cigar. Also, you're gonna, especially now that it gets more to be spring, this is easier to find. You're gonna see me drinking this a lot because this is frankly one of my go-to beers. It tastes great. $10 a 6-pack. You really can't argue with that either. So, unless you have anything else to add about this cigar, Jason, I think we're gonna light them up, fire right into it.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll talk to you in a little bit, let you know how we feel about the cigar. Hey guys, welcome back to Fireside Cigars. This is Josh.
I'm Jason.
We have Chris behind the camera. Now you will notice that Connor isn't with us. We do have Connor 2 here. Connor is actually living it up in Boston right now. This weekend is the Anime Boston convention, and Connor, being a large anime fan, wanted to go there and hang out with some of his anime friends. Don't worry, he'll be back next week when we'll be discussing the Cuban conundrum that he teased a little bit last video. So, the AJ Fernandez Bellas Artes. What did you think of the cigar?
Overall, first of all, excellent cigar. Definitely a pleasure to smoke. Good burn, good taste. Took us about an hour and a half. We're relaxing here tonight, of course. In remembrance to Connor 2.0. But I would say from my taste, from my cigars I've smoked, not too spicy. It was hit or miss on the spiciness throughout the cigar. I would say medium light body cigar for my taste. Usually that's what I like to smoke normally. It was just a decent burn. We actually sometimes would take a break, and I'd come back 5 minutes later, start smoking again. Didn't even relight it. Didn't need the jetliner right here, but there you go. Job right there. I'd come right back in. In fact, you know what? Let's test this out right now. It's been about 5-10 minutes. Okay. All right. So finally.
Yeah, she's dead. Let's look at what we got.
As you can see, we smoked right to the burning and to the fact that we were actually burning our fingers on it.
And finally, just a really smoky cigar. I don't know if people like that or not, but it's definitely something for me. I definitely would say, though, and with the beer, with the Polish beer tonight, it went smooth. Again, the spiciness, when some times when you got a little spicy in the throat, nice something to wash it down with. Again, a great spicy flavor, but nothing too much, nothing too over the top. I would recommend this if it was up to me, where I know it's hard to think it's spring today, April 1st, after what happened to us last night.
April Fools, it snowed.
Yeah.
But I think I could definitely see this as a campfire cigar during the summertime, maybe at the beach if you're allowed to at the beach. Again, you can smoke any cigar anytime during the year. No one gives a hoot.
Rat's ass.
But yeah, I mean, I would definitely, as far as rating it, I would give it 8 out of 10 bobbleheads.
For me, I agree very much so with him. Obviously, I am a huge AJ Fernandez fan. I think most of the stuff that they touch is gold. This is no exception. Up front, you get a lot of that really nice spiciness, almost too much, but they balance it out well. The spice doesn't last too long as a forefront, although you get a lot of it out of the retrohale, which we've talked about before. That's when you exhale through your nose. As the cigar progressed, you got, like I said, you started losing some of that spice. You started getting a lot more of a mellow,
coffee-ish.
I don't want to say sweetness, but yeah, kind of like enjoying a nice cup of coffee. In fact, this cigar would probably go very well with a cup of coffee. But you do get a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of Spanish cedar-y sort of delicateness out of it. That was especially towards the end of the cigar. But overall, absolutely great cigar, really complex. Flavor kept changing. Some of the sweetness almost is sort of like an anise that you would sort of pick up a little bit, like licorice-y. But I would definitely recommend this cigar to anyone. Fairly good price point, too, at about $9, $10 a cigar. So for a good premium boutique cigar, which I would classify this as, you can't really beat that. I would agree probably 8, 8.5 out of 10. Chris, anything you want to add?
Great cigar. I thought it was smooth. Excuse me, through the whole cigar. The spiciness definitely bounced back and forth. I'd go with about 8 out of 10 beers. Really good cigar. Definitely a go-to. I'd recommend it, and that's all I got.
Now, when Connor returns, we will also be having a little bit of what we call a Connor's Corner, where he gets up and prattles on about whatever he feels like prattling on about. And I'm going to make sure sometime over the course of the week that I'm going to give him one of these cigars, make sure he smokes it. So part of what the Connor Corner will be was be telling you all what he thinks of this cigar. I have a feeling he'll enjoy it because it does fall in. It's not quite as full-bodied as he would like, but it certainly is more full-bodied than certain other cigars. But on top of that, I think that's all that I have to add. Any final thoughts, you two?
Good to go.
Well, on that note, thank you for joining us tonight at Fireside Cigars. Hope you have a wonderful week. See you soon.